Alrighty guys, El Camino is completed and put away, stored for life in the display case. Just as I said I was going to do, I took the hood off, displayed it in front of it. I must say that's a good display. But with that one done, we're moving on to the next one. And what is it? I've just cleaned off the bench really good to make room for the 87 Thunderbird Turbo Coupe is what we're going to be building next. Not quite as exciting as an El Camino, but for me, now I graduated high school in 1987. I was 18 in 1987, and this was one of the cars that was, you know, the real popular thing back then. And boy, oh boy, did I want one. One of these turbo coupes. Actually, I still want one, honestly. So this is an 87, and I was just looking here on the box, and it was, I don't know how they pulled this off, released in 86. It's a good trick. They must have had some information from Ford to produce the kit a little bit early. Anyway, I have built this kit before. I think I built it in 87. When it first came out, I was really excited about it. Now, what I remember, this is a surprise to me on the box, just to me, because I missed this somehow, but I thought that all of them were black. They were black on black. As far as I remember, I don't remember ever seeing one a different color. But this one's red. We're not gonna paint it red. We're gonna paint it black. But I wanted to point out this on the box here, that this is a 2-in-1 kit. That I don't think a lot of people realize that. Now, when we've got a resident raven out there making all kind of noise. But when I built this before, back in 87, that was like 35 years ago, I built this version where you have the option to do the ground effects and the custom wheels. And I just noticed on the box just now that there's a little wing on the back. And I don't remember that. Of course, it's been a long time. But this is the version that we're going to be building with the ground effects and those wheels. But it's going to be black. I mean, I think that we're going to probably go with a satin black. And we'll cross that bridge when it comes to it, but I'm not feeling gloss black on this one. I want to do a satin black. So anyway, let's open up the kit and look at the parts. Alright, it looks like we're going to be starting with the glass and the tires and the chrome tree because that's the way it was packed. They were all on top of the big bag. But I just want to... So the tires, I don't know what brand. I'm going to have to get out the magnifying glass on that one. But if you can make that out right on the camera, Goodyear for sure. I don't know if they're Eagle GTs or what. Probably help if I move this. Huh? Can you see? Don't know. Anyway, let's look at that headlight. Really good detail on that. Looking forward to painting that. And then over here, where is it? Okay. Let's look at the tail light. I hadn't noticed those 3 little circles in there, and I'm going to have to look to see how it is you're supposed to paint that up. Might be something unique. There's no there's no chrome piece for the back of it like the headlights have these. So I'm gonna have to look that up online to see if those little circles are supposed to be highlighted somehow. Anyway, oh, and this is the 3rd eye level brake light. And now let's move on to these wheels. So you got the stock wheels that come with it, or like I was mentioning, you can do these custom wheels, and that's the way we're gonna go. They are nice and spiffy. And the other funny parts, looks like they did a chrome oil pan and a chrome timing belt cover, so we'll have to do some dechroming here, but no problem. What is that, an alternator? Okay, we'll take care of that. Let's open up the big bag and take a peek at those parts. Okay, so just looking here at the box, they actually are showing the back of the car, like I was talking about the taillights. You can see the circles in there. I don't know if they highlighted them in any way. They're barely showing. I mean, they barely show on the real part. I'm gonna have to look this car up online to see what the real ones look like, because somehow I didn't know those circles were there at all. We gotta figure this out. Okay, moving on. Alright, let's start with the body, and we'll address the elephant in the room. We're gonna call it the elephant in the room. Looky here. Now this was a sealed bag, so these aren't tire marks. They are what you call unknown marks, and they're not deep at all. I think that well, considering that this is molded in red, I'm gonna have to primer it anyway, because we're switching to black. So a thick coat of primer and the sanding, I think, is gonna take care of that. But wow, what on earth is that, you know? Look at that. I don't know. But anyway, we'll just take a quick look around. Oh, do we have some blemishes here? Alright, so we're going to have to do a little bit of work on the trim. Still not scared. Not scared. By the way, I want to mention my Lazy Susan here. I collect these on the... these are from microwaves. People are always throwing away microwaves and on the side of the road, and I stop and open the door, take the tray, and close the door, and leave the microwave there with no tray. And I've got 3 of them. 1, 2, and on the lower section, got another one. And these are just really handy for being able to spin what you're doing. And they hit each other and all that kind of stuff. It's a little floppy, but it's okay. Take a little more better look at the body here. I gotta tell you, I'm really excited for this build, because this was one of my dream cars in high school, and so it's special. Do my best to keep these insignias there. So, major blemish on the other side, but nothing on this one. And the front clip is a separate piece. So, looking pretty good, other than that. So, let's move on. Alright, look at this. Look at the... Can you imagine the number of times that piece warped during production? Look at the way they did that. Oh my. I mean, I think that we're very fortunate that this piece seems to be in perfect shape, because that looks like a recipe for disaster. Considering the way things are molded, you know, upper and lower halves, and how deep of a mold that would have been. That front clip must have gotten demolished quite often. Why am I panning around? I just explained that this thing spins, and then I'm twisting and contorting with the camera needlessly. But the underside of that, look at that. Isn't that neat? So going on and on and on about the front clip. Got the hood, and I love that the nostrils are there. I don't think they actually hook up to any kind of intake, but we'll check on that. It's running electric fans. Boy, Monogram were always my favorite kit back then. I would always go for the Monogram because they were 1/24th scale rather than 1/25th, so they were a little bit bigger. Oh, here's some turbo. Oh, this I don't remember. The turbo is all one piece. I don't think I like that. Okay. I have to do some careful detail painting on that. And that piece right there is looking like something that might actually hook up to that hood nostril. I'll have to check on that. What's on the other side? Let's flip this over. The underside of those nostrils. Let's see. Okay, and then just a quick look at the interior pan. No seats yet. What do we got here on the controls? Probably seat control. Maybe a sunroof. I don't know. But that will have to be painted black as well. We're going to totally murder this out. Interior is going to be black. Exterior is going to be black. Tires are going to be black. Wheels are going to be... No, I'm just kidding. Wheels are going to be chrome. Let's move on to next bag. Okay, and of course when I said next bag, I meant next parts tree. And this is a good parts tree here. This is the ground effects. Really excited about this. If I remember correctly, it all amazingly fit well because it's the same sort of thing. Super deep mold tool and so on. And they look pretty straight, so I'm optimistic. These of course are the side skirts. Side skirt. This is probably the front, clearly the front because it's got that V shape. There's the rear. And then these are the back quarter panels. And so far not seeing the wing for the trunk. Got some blemishes there. What is that? I don't know, but it's on a flat part. Shouldn't be that hard to fix that. So we're on the hunt for the trunk wing, if there really is one. And that'll be in the next bag. No, I mean parts tree. Okay, we're on to the chassis and the seats, and the dashboard is on there. Clearly a unibody car. I'll get in close to show some detail. Boy, I'm excited to build this kit. Real excited. Really, really love this car. Those mid-80s cars, the only one that I like more than this one is the SVO. Now, the Mustang. SVO Mustang. Now, round two, if you just happen to be listening, and I know you're not listening, please reissue the SVO Mustang. Please, come on. You're going to sell them. There'll be plenty of people buying those. There's the seats look really nice. And let's take a look at the dashboard. Oh, I was kind of hoping it was going to be a decal, but we're going to have to get in there and do what we can. Oh my, get the microscope out. Wow. I'm getting to the age where detail work like that is somewhat unpopular with me. But I'll do my best. Wow, what is that on the top of the dash? Is that like an airbag? No, it's a speaker. What is that? Is it a speaker? Guys, if you happen to know, what on earth is that? Giant thing. Is there one on the other side? There is. Okay, must be speakers. Gonna have to look that one up too. I think I'm going to go on an internet journey with this car, looking up the way parts are supposed to look like, because obviously my memory is not there. And there's the side marker. The side marker. I mean mirror. Okay. No trunk wing yet. Let's see what we got next. Okay, so this was the last parts tree. A few pieces came off. And we'll just take a good closer look at this. I did not see a trunk wing, but we'll investigate. Okay, so these are the pieces that fell off. And then there is the engine halves. If I remember correctly, it is a 4-cylinder. It's a turbocharged 4-cylinder, so it still had some pep. But I don't know if you guys can hear those two cats screaming at each other off in the distance. I'll be quiet for a second and see if you can hear them. Of course they stopped because no, they're still doing it. Anyway, cats are really angry at each other out there. There's the rear end. Those little control arms. Your classic Ford thick steering wheel that they had back in those days. Yeah, there we go. 4 posts on the distributor, I mean 4-cylinder. So it's a 4-cylinder engine with dual exhaust. No. I mean, they look at the way they split that to give you dual exhaust, but it's completely foolish. And then, what am I looking at here? Okay, so this looks like I'm going to have to see which is the turbo and which is what was I looking at on the other tree. This also looks like the turbo. Or maybe is it up? No, it's not top and bottom because this is a whole piece. So we'll figure out what I was looking at on the other sprue. There's the same engine from a different angle. These thick springs. And everything's red. Alright, so at this point we look at the instructions to figure out where's the wing, or if it even has a wing, and what's the story on the turbo. Okay, we had questions, we have answers. This is why you don't throw away the instructions. You know, as macho guys, one of the first things you do is you throw away the instructions because you don't need them. But in this case, it answers some questions. So the piece we were just looking at is the turbo, the thing that's molded all the way around, and it bolts on to the side of the engine right there. And the other piece is gonna have to research turbos again. Anyway, the other piece looked like a turbo. If you look at that, would you not fall for that if you didn't know everything about turbos? Because it kind of looks like the spools. Am I wrong? I'm in denial. This one really looks like a turbo, and it really is a turbo. This one kind of looks like a turbo, and it's not. It's just the intake. So that explains that. Now, what's the story on the wing? Well, definitely has a wing. They show it attaching right there, and we're going to use that. I mean, they're calling it a spoiler because it's a spoiler. As it turns out, right next to the piece that I'm just talking about, that I fell for, thought was a turbo, right next to it is the wing. So if you have this kit and you can't find the wing, or the spoiler as they call it, that's where it is. In the meantime, I found the decal sheet and they look like they're still good. We're going to put these on there. We're going to put the ones that said turbo. And so I'm going to immediately get these into plastic bag to try to save them from the elements out here, because I build in a garage now. And that will be that. So game on. Turbo coupe on the table. This one should be quite a bit faster. We're not going to be doing any custom work on this one whatsoever. And I don't know, 2-3 episodes, should be able to pull this one off. And we'll have a nice turbo coupe in the case. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody, and stay tuned. Okay guys, look at this. As I'm packing things away, I noticed under the instructions there was a stack of these. So I have 5 decal sheets for the Thunderbird Turbo Coupe. So if anybody has the kit and is missing the decals or whatever, let me know. I got them. Alright, just wanted to add that.